सपने हो सो कलमों केवल कृपा तुम्हारी सियावर रामचंद्र जय रहो महावीर
3 verses. Because these verses are very beautiful and we want to finish it. Because I guess tomorrow is the last day. On Thursday there will be one Maharaj from Bharatvan will be coming for bhajan, so we will not have Ramcharitmanas. Friday after we finish. So it's only today and tomorrow. And we want to finish the last 6 verses. Not finished completely, but this is so beautiful, these verses. Because it's also very, very well related to ourselves. We will see what Swami Tulsidasa wrote here is also in the Bhagavad Gita. We have seen how the 4 Kumaras have come and what respect Sri Ram have given to the 4 Kumaras. Such an extent that he praised them. He bowed down to them. So Bhagavan himself is bowing down. Bhagavan himself is showing that beautiful quality of humility. If Bhagavan himself is bowing down to the saints and sages, who are we? Very often we don't have that attitude, no? Yet Bhagavan Sri Ram is showing that it doesn't matter who you are. The presence of the Supreme Lord resides everywhere. And we are not bowing down to the person, because this is something that very often I have encountered, but also the devotee have encountered. Why should we bow down to a person? I'm sure your family have told you about that. We don't bow down to a person. But when they go in the church, they can kneel down in front of a person on the cross. And when they go to the temple, they can bow down in front also of a person. Bhagavan Krishna also, they don't show their divinity, they show only their divinity. But when you come to the Guru, what attitude do you take? Why should we bow down in front of the Guru? Why should we bow down to a person? That is in the attitude of human mind. Because human mind is so limited. But when they go to a priest, that person, look at the hypocrisy of these people. Huh? When they go to a priest, a pujari, a pandit, and come to your house, you are the first one to go directly to his feet. And you don't even know what the priest is doing. Not because you have come to chant a mantra, which most of the time these priests don't even know what they are chanting. Because they have learned it, they are just throwing it out. They are like parrots, no? You teach a parrot a certain mantra or anything, the parrot will just repeat it. Does the parrot know what it is, what they are chanting? No, they don't know what they are chanting. And majority of these people don't know. That's why if you ask them any questions that, excuse me, Panditji, explain that to me, they will not be able to answer the question. Because they have been taught only to chant mantra and just go and work. That is a work for them. There's nothing holy in them. The same way you are working in your house, the priest also is working the same way. There's no difference. There's no more holy person. The word Brahman, you have to understand that. What is a Brahman? Bhagavan Krishna explained in the Bhagavad Gita itself. A Brahman is somebody who lives according to the quality of the divine inside of them. To that person you are allowed to bow down. They are the true Brahman. What do you think a priest just by putting a robe on them, they become a Brahmin? If you are wearing the janiyo, that makes you a Brahmin? So they say, if that makes you Brahmin, then the rope which is tied to to take water from the well is more Brahmin. Because it is always tied with that. The quality of Brahmin, the one who has experienced the love of Rama. To the saints, to the sadhu, to the Sadguru, who live in that communion of Bhagwan, they are Brahman. Because the divinity resides and reflects through them. But those who claim that you have to respect them because they have been born in a certain way, well, they're born the same. You give them a slap, they will give you also a slap the same way. Nobody will. But you think because they are very eloquent in their chanting, you rush quickly to their feet. I don't say not to respect. I'm not telling you now go and beat up the priest. No. I have to respect them. But you have to understand that quality which the one Sri Ram himself is showing to the sages. That will come in the verse after. I just wanted to explain to you, because very often in your life, you will encounter people who will ask you the question. Because people think that they are too great. And you see that quality in people. You see that they will say, no, I don't bow down to somebody. But the same people will go to a priest and bow down. At that moment, they don't realize that that priest is even worse kind of cripple than anybody else. That they can do. Now, you all are sitting here. Every day I see you nicely, very happy. Imagine that we will do that in a very five-star hotel and will make you pay for it. You know how many people will be sitting here? Here we get 80 people only every day. If we will do it in a very grand manner, because I'm Mauritian, they think, yes, Mauritian people can't have that knowledge. So Mauritian people can't have that have the realization. Only somebody who comes from India, you will see how the tent will be full. And this is the stupidity of human mind. I'm not saying only Mauritian people. Human mind in general is like that. Yet the one Sri Ram is giving a slap to that kind of people, that kind of mindset. By him himself setting an example of how one has to bow. And when you bow down, you're not bowing down to the person. Of course, the Guru, the saints, the sages, they are all made up of the Panchatattva, the five elements. They are not denied, they don't deny that. But the essence inside of them is the same essence inside of you. But your essence is clouded, their essence is reflecting. You're bowing down to that reflection and asking, please remove my negativity, but I can reflect also how you're reflecting. That love, but you're reflecting, that also I want to reflect. That freedom that I'm talking, that's what I want. That humanity that you have, that's what I want. All these days we have been talking of different qualities of Bhagwan. That's what we do. We ask Bhagwan all the dirt has been removed. It's cleansed. And that is one of the greatest lessons that Sri Rama himself is giving in the Ramcharitmanas. It's not just a story. It's a life lesson. It is your life that he's talking about. When he went to Shabari, he gave the 9 form of Bhakti to Shabari. He said, this is the way that you can free yourself. Shabari was fully dedicated to her Guru Maharaj. What did he ask? What did she ask? She didn't ask the one, let me be with you eternally. She said, let me be with my Sadguru eternally. The grace of the Guru is amazing. The grace of the saints and the sages, if you are lucky in your life, you will even here, countless time it is said, to be in the presence of the saint, you must have done wonderful things. To hear the glory of Bhagavan and to understand it, one must have done wonderful past deeds. In the past, we have seen it maybe yesterday. So here Bhagavan is also praising the Bhatta. We have seen in various scriptures itself where dominion with saints is the road to emancipation. It was yesterday itself. So declare the saints themselves, the men of wisdom and the learned, as well as the Veda and Puranas and other real scriptures. Sri Ram himself addressed them, taking them by the hand. The Lord seated them and addressed them in the most charming words. Listen, great sages, I am indeed blessed today. By your very sight, all one's sins are wiped out. Yeah, Bhagavan himself. Do you think he holds any sin inside of him? Which example he's giving right now? He's praising the saints and the sages. And that is the beauty also when we speak. Let's see, for example, when we look at the Prime Minister of India. An example. I don't know other Prime Minister, but Prime Minister Modi himself. How much reverence does he have for the saints, the gurus of India? You see it. He is so, everybody praise him and everybody talk about great things, but he shows great reverence to them. Before he was Prime Minister, he knows what it is service. He knows what it meant to bow down, to pay respect. What do we learn from that? Bhagavan Krishna said, everybody which is in the high post, everybody who look at them, they try to follow. But our mind has become so sophisticated now. But in place of taking the example of those who are setting such example, no. Because our knowledge has been based not on the scriptures anymore, on internet. You think, yes, because your second-class knowledge, you know better. You drag everything from that, and then you repeat it. That is why nothing goes inside. That is why you still feel empty. When you go to satsang, In place of absorbing what you're receiving, no, you're sleeping. You're praying, when would that finish? Will I go home? That is the natural state what your mind having. Your mind can't stay steady anymore. Your mind is flickering around continuously. Bhagavan himself is setting an example when we look at what it is said right in the Ramcharitmanas Katha that he's asking that your mind be settled. So the today verse, when Sanaka and his brothers had left from Brahma's abode, the three brothers, Bharat, Lakshman and Shatrughna, bore their head at Sri Ram's feet. But being too modest themselves to interrogate the Lord, they all looked at the son of the wind god, which is Hanuman. They wished to hear from the Lord's own mouth something which would eradicate all the misconception. So, the mind was working continuously. The mind was not at ease. To see the Bhakta and Bhagavan, the mind is not at ease. When you see the relationship between the Bhakta and the beloved, the Bhakta and Bhagavan, the Bhakta and the Sadguru, very often our mind judge. Our mind start to criticize. This is the first thing back away. We don't understand the deeper meaning of relationship. But we jump in deep conclusion. That is also the misconception which is happening in the mind of the three brothers of Sri Ram, but they didn't dare to ask me. What is that misconception? Why did you flatter them? You are the Lord. You are the King. Why should you? So the Lord, however, who regulates the internal feeling of all, came to know everything and inquire. Tell me, Hanuman, what is the matter? Hanuman replied with joined palm, listen, O Lord, compassionate as you are to the meek, Bharat, my Lord, wish to ask something. Hanuman said, okay. Jnana Guna Sagar, he knows very well. They all was waiting that Sri Ram will ask the question, Hanuman will ask the question, because that was also in, you see, sometimes you come to a certain situation, but everybody is saying the same thing, but nobody is there to ask. You know, it's like very often when you're seated on the table, okay, you're having a nice meal, and there is a last potato there. You all know that, huh? Or the last spoon of food there, no? What would you do? You want it. But you will never take it because it's unpolite. What would you do? You will ask everybody, do you want? Do you want? If somebody wants it, you will curse that person. And the person also knows. They also no. And they say, okay, I'll take it. The person who asked, they want. Have you ever done that? So like that, Hanuman, cornered Bharat. He knows what Bharat was thinking. What kind of misconception is in his mind, because it's also in his mind, it's also in everybody's mind, They all are thinking in a collective way, the same way. Hanumanji, okay, you want me to ask? I will ask, but I will put it on you. So Bharat now is cornered. You have to ask a question. My Lord, Bharat, my Lord, wished to ask something, but he is too difficult at heart to put the question. Look how clever Hanumanji is. So Hanuman, you know my disposition. Has there ever been any secrecy between Bharat and myself? On hearing the Lord's word, Bharat claps his hold the feet of Sri Ram, claps at his feet. Listen, my Lord, reliever of the supplicant agony. So you see doubt. When there is a doubt inside of you, it changed. Yesterday I was told the story of Kakabhushandi, Garuda, Garuda having the doubt, then Narada sent him to Kakabhushandi. So having a doubt inside of your mind, very often what we do, we keep it. We entertain it. We go around, talk about it, gossip about it. This is how gossip is born. Because you're telling, you want the validation of other people for your own stupidity. You want everybody to flatter you for your own stupidity to become your reality. So that you can feel, oh yes, it is right. You don't even know whether it is right or not. The best way, what you have to do when a doubt arises, surrender it. Surrender it to the lotus feet of the Sadguru. Surrender it to Bhagwan's lotus feet. Surrender means give it away. Don't hold back. I give you something. The moment it leaves my hand, it is not mine anymore. It is yours. You do whatever you want with it. It's not my business. I remember once I was giving some money to a beggar. Somebody came to me, Guruji, you should not give to a beggar. Why? I feel like giving, I give. Whatever the person says, he will drink. It's not my concern. The moment that money has left my hand, it's not my concern. It is his concern what he wants to do with it. He want to buy medicine, he buy medicine. He want to buy drug, he buy drug. He want to buy alcohol, he buy alcohol. It's not my business. My business is to give. But if we carry on holding upon the doubt, what will happen? Would you be free? You will never be free. Because doubt will eat you little by little. Whether you want it or no, it will eat you little by little. That is why the sages and the saints have given Namajapam. When you are chanting Bhagwan's name, you are diverting that wicked mind away. But firstly, you have to want to get rid of your negativity. You have to recognize that this, what I have inside of me, is not right. It will never let you free. But that can happen only if you want to transform yourself, if you want to change. Nobody can do that for you. What you have to do, observe yourself. You know that there is a negative thought inside of you. Firstly, if you can approach the person and clarify to the person, go directly to the person and ask the person. You will hurt the person because the truth always hurts. But you will feel good and the person will feel good. Because you are stopping that negativity to proceed. But we are very often very scared. No, I will hurt that person. Better you hurt the person directly on the face of the person than hurting the person behind the back of the person. It hurts much more the heart than the face of the person directly. I am a direct person. But whenever I have to ask something, if ever I have to hear something, I will go directly to the person and ask the person directly. Whether you like it, you don't like it, it's your business. But I don't want to keep that. So be frank. Firstly, be frank to yourself. Let's say the person is not there anymore, but the guilt feeling is still there. Oh, when you look at yourself, you have that guilt feeling inside of you. Do you feel free? Even when you are doing your service to Bhagwan, and when you are doing your prayer, do you feel free? No, you will never feel free. You will feel always that you have done something wrong. Maybe at the beginning you are young, it's fine, you will feel happy about it, because that is the nature of a young mind. But deep inside you will never forget about it. That will become like a cancer inside of you. Now you want to ask for forgiveness. The person is not there, what to do? That is why the saints, the sages have given Ramcharitmanas. Chant. Engage your mind in chanting the name of Shri Hari. Engage your mind in chanting the name of God. You see what happened. There is a catch point in that. When the Sadguru said to chant the name of Bhagwan, there's a catching point. You see, when you enter into the negative field of yourself, what happens? You don't feel good with yourself, personally. The moment you don't feel good with yourself, a certain acceleration of your heart starts happening. So the moment you don't feel good, at ease with yourself, your heart accelerates its speed. That's why you will see somebody which is breathing heavily. They do little things, they breathe very heavily. Maybe they have some other illness, I don't know. But somebody which is calm with oneself, or somebody which is at peace with oneself, don't have that anxiety inside of them. But the moment you have a little anxiety inside of them, your breathing speed up. Your heart rate increase. Because you know you are not doing something right. Your Atma, that inner self, the one inside of you, is reminding you at that moment you have done something not good. And observing that, you can transform. This is why Ramcharitmanas is good. When you are chanting the name, the same way, through anxiety, then the heart rate increase, through dhyan, through chanting of Bhagwan's name, it reduces the acceleration of your heart. It reduces the anxiety. That is why Bhagwan's name is so powerful. So when you are doing that, you engage your mind at the same time, not just chant like a parrot. Feel it inside of you. When you close your eyes, you see the Sadguru, you see Bhagwan. You see your Istadev. You engage your mind in a positive way. When you engage your mind in a positive way, that's what is negative inside of you. Sooner or later, will go away. If you don't want to do that, always remember, whatever happened in your life, it is right. It happened happen by His will only. How many times in your life there were things that happened, at that precise moment you ask thousands of questions because you don't see any solution. But then later on, you have a different perspective of it. Everything has brought you to where you are now. Every experience that you have, whether it is positive or negative, have had its shares, it had its time, they have come, they have gone. And it was right. But at that moment you didn't say that it was right. At that moment it was terrible. That's why the difference between a saint and a normal person, they perceive Bhagwan every moment. There's a beautiful story of a king. I told that, I think, once here. There was this king who loved to go hunting. So one day he went hunting, he came back, his little finger was cut. He went, bandaged it, and he was talking to his minister. My dear minister, look what happened to me. And the minister had one good quality. He would say, everything is good how it happened. Everything is the will of God. Hearing that, the king became enraged. How can this be good? How can this be the will of God that I cut my finger? You want me as a to feel the pain? Good. Call the God, arrest him, put him in the dungeon, lock him there. So after some time, the minister was there, sitting. So after some days, the king was good again. He decided again to go for a hunting. So he went on his horse. That time when he went, he got caught by the tribal people. They caught the king and brought him to their chef, the chief, yes, to their chief. And they say, okay, that's beautiful person. Very good. We shall sacrifice him to our dear God. Such a beautiful person you don't get very often, especially a king. Good. Please prepare him. So they marinate him very nicely. They dressed him beautifully. They was ready to cook him. As they were ready to sacrifice him for the God, the priest noticed, hey, stop. There's a little piece with him missing. I didn't say it. The little piece of finger I'm talking about. A little piece is missing. You can't sacrifice him. You see, very clever. The dirty mind. Rama. Now he's incomplete. We can't sacrifice an incomplete person to God. So they decide, okay, fine, we will release him now. The king was so happy, rushed quickly to his kingdom, went directly to the dungeon. Thank you. So he went to the dungeon, opened the gate. Thank you, Minister. Like you said, but this happened for good. And he said, but why? You said, but I have put you inside the dungeon. That was good for you. When I was there, you were all for days, didn't have food, didn't have anything to eat. And the minister said, that is also good what have happened, my dear king. You know very well, I always accompany you in all your journey. So if you would have get caught, I would have get caught also. If you have seen you miss, a piece is missing with you, they will inspect me, the next person. And I'm full. There's no piece missing with me. Who will be sacrificed? I would have been sacrificed. But one knows what we need in our lives. And how we engage our mind is very important to us. For the saints and the sages, they are always in that deep communion with Bhagwan, but they perceived that each moment is only Him. Until you reach that, it's not an easy thing, It takes its time. We have to transform our mind first. And that takes time. But you have to try, If you don't try, nothing will happen. Keep trying. A baby, when it stops crawling and tries to get up, he will stand up. Then the child will again fall down. But does the child keep sitting down? No. Again, the child will try. Again, he will fall. When you ride bicycle again, how many times you fall down? So many times. But you again keep trying. In life, how many times life have teach you lessons? But how do you have forgotten about it. Good time have come in your life, it have gone. Bad time have come in your life, it have gone. Sri Rama saying, this kind of doubt when we entertain, we are never free. When our mind become negative, we were never created out of negativity. We are created out of love. When our mind become negative, then we are taking other qualities. Carry on said, I have no doubt whatever, my Lord, nor have I ever known any dejection or infatuation, even in a dream. It is all due to your grace, oh merciful and all blissful Lord. So Bharat carry on explaining, but I don't have a doubt, but it is something which is making me uneasy. You see, when a negative thought enter into your mind, it affects your whole body. Why? You know, there is a Japanese scientist by the name of Masaru Emoto. You have read about it. I spoke about it Masaru Emoto. This scientist has explained how our mind controls everything. Especially how our emotion is controlled whatever thought arises in our mind, just by a thought itself. So what he did, he took a group of people, put water inside a cabinet, and tell them to express themselves, express their negativity, express gossip, express your anger, express everything. And in another room, a place Sattvic people like you, holy people, you can see beaming with light, that sing the praises of God. He is the love. Utter positive affirmation. So both water was taken and froze. And when the water froze, it became ice. Yeah? So he took a little piece, put it under the microscope, and observed the quality of water. The water which expressed anger and negativity, that water was dark, was broken. That microscopic picture of that water, you can go on the internet and see by yourself. It's dark, it's very broken, express this negativity. But the water who expressed love, they were beautiful crystal. Snowflakes like, so beautiful, diamond-like, you know. So it shows that whatever we express in our mind reflects in our body. That is why a few days ago I was saying, you don't forgive for somebody else. You forgive for your own peace of mind. When you are sincere, when you truly forgive, you are transforming yourself. So, when you have to forgive, you think, Masaru Emoto said, but your body is made up of, well, not him said, the scientist said, but science said, but your body is made up of what? Majority is water. Majority is water. 10 kilo is only our skin. That also is made up of water, fat, and so on. No? So that one thought affects you. That's why in one of the sessions I was saying, even a thought, not an action yet, a thought creates karma. When I say that, they all were shocked. It's true. One thought affects your whole system. If Guru will say it, whatever. But if Moto will say, yes, you will believe. It's good. He was a great scientist, and he brings a lot of deep awareness to the scientific world also to people which is also searching. But just to make us realize that even we don't call it doubt, a thought only inside of our mind make a deep impact upon our whole system. Yet, a storehouse of compassion, I make bold to make one submission. I being your servant and you, the delight of the devotee, the glory of the saints, O Lord of the Raghus, has been sung in various ways by the Veda and the Puranas. I will say the Vedas here because I will exclude the Purana. Because also the Veda was not yet compiled. No, during Goswami Tulsidas. Yes, it was there already. So, yeah, Goswami Tulsidas is writing. Confused with Valmiki. You too have exalted them by your own graceful mouth, and, my Lord, bear great affection for them. See, the truth is coming out. I would fain hear, my Lord, their distinctive mark. I want to understand why, the one, you are the Supreme Lord, why do you worship them? Which quality do they have inside of them? But even the Supreme Lord himself is glorifying them. Actually, the one incarnate and long to have darshan of such bhakta. when Bhagavan Vitthal was always near to Ramdev Maharaj. So Rukmini Devi asked, Rukmini, Rukmini Devi asked Vitthal Bhagavan, why are you always with Namdev? So Bhagavan Vitthal said, it is so rare that a saintly figure incarnate, when they incarnate, I have to come. I have to be with him. I can't be in Vaikuntha, because where the saint is, Vaikuntha is there. Where the bhakta, the pure devotee of the Lord is, that is where Bhagavan is seated. He is not in a faraway land. He is seated in the pure heart of those sincere devotees. O ocean of compassion, conspicuous as you are by your excellences and wisdom, O protector of the suppliant, tell me clearly and severely the distinguishing trail of the good and the wicked. Here, brother, the characteristics of saints, which, as told in the Veda and the Puranas, are innumerable. The conduct of saints and the wicked is analogous to that of sandalwood and the axes. Mark, brother, the axe cut down a sandal tree, while the later is turned perfume, the axe by imparting its virtue fragrance to all. So here again, Bhagavan is saying both. It's so beautifully how he expressing everything that happened in one life. He's explaining an axe and a sandal. The action of it is bad, very bad. The sandal tree is crying, but what can come out of that is the perfume of sandal. When a tree is cut down, only one tree. From that one tree, a million matchsticks can be made. No? But it takes one matchstick only to burn the whole forest. Do you understand that? The analogy behind that is very important. You have rice in your consciousness. You take one thought, one negativity inside of you. You may attain greatness. You take one negativity from your side to fall. How powerful is that negativity which you hold inside of you? It can burn life and life of punya. All the good quality that you have acquired throughout your life, everything can be thrown away. Just in a fraction of a second. That's why in chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna explained what he said. A controlled mind is your best friend, and a controlled mind is not your enemy, it's your worst enemy. How many minds there is? One mind. The one who created everything in pairs. But mind have given you only one. Very clever. Imagine he would have created two minds. What would you do? Only with one mind, you are like that. If we would have given you two minds, my goodness, you will be even more clever than him. You say, okay, you take one mind with you, I take one mind for me. I do whatever I want with my mind, you do whatever you want with the mind I gave you. That's what you will do. When Uddhava arrived in Vrindavan, Bhagavan Krishna noticed in Uddhava. Uddhava was so proud of his knowledge. He was a great Pandit. He had know all the Vedas. He was so proud of his knowledge. Bhagavan Krishna wanted to teach him a lesson. What did he tell him? Go to Vrindavan. Go. He found an excuse to send him to Vrindavan to go and consult the gopis. Go and consult them. They're crying for me. Go and consult them. Tell them that Krishna will come. So Uddhava went to Vrindavan. He went with a very proud way, but he's going to teach this illiterate people. That was his stand. I'm going to teach this illiterate people. So he arrived in Vrindavan. First, the gopis saw a chariot coming, very beautifully decorated. They all were so joyful and happy. Krishna is coming back. They arrived. When he came near, to their disappointment, it was not Krishna. But he looked like Krishna. He's the same color as Krishna, but it is not Krishna. He may look like Krishna. He may have the same, but he don't have the quality of Krishna. Gopi looked at him, and the rage inside of them increased more. They rushed toward him to beat him up. And to show the elders claim and protect him. Then, as he was very proud of his knowledge, okay, fine. I will teach you. Bhagavan Krishna has sent me. Krishna has sent me. Krishna is my dear friend. When you know somebody of very high prestige, you always, maybe you have never taken a picture with that person, only one picture, but that picture will be always on your wall, and everybody what will come will see that picture. You see, I know him very well. Tell me everything, anything you need, I will tell. Many people are like that. They boost themselves, So like that, he was boosting himself. I will teach you about self-realization. So, the gopis said, before you start teaching us, we want to ask you one question. How many mind there is? What a strange question. Buddha said, only one mind. The gopis in unison said, okay, we have one mind. You agree with us? You know, your rascal friends, he has taken our mind. That one mind that you want to teach us, that rascal friend of yours have taken it with him. With what we will learn from you. So how we focus our mind is very important, And that's what it is here, Where you fix your mind, that becomes your reality. If your mind is absorbed in Bhagavan, the mind will become that reality. Chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna explains that, how the yogi calm the mind. Chapter 6, verse 19 says, that the mind is like a flame, which is, a mind of a yogi is like a flame which is calm, not flickering. That is how the bhakta's mind have to be. And goes on, he said, but how to control that mind itself, Because very often the question that Arjun said, it's easy to control the wind than controlling the mind. And the ones who said, okay, fine, it is easy, yes. It is true what you are saying, but it's not impossible. By practicing detachment and your practice, that will be there. But consistency, that will be possible. If you don't have consistency in your life, nothing will be possible. You will never be able to achieve anything. But how we are, we like to practice in front of the Guru at the show. Guruji, look, we have changed. Look our tilak. Look our mala. Outside, all this is out. Very often I have noticed it. You notice sometimes people took picture everywhere, but they don't realize, this Santimala is important. This tilak, of course, you are working, you can't wear it everywhere. But when you can wear the tilak every day, you should wear it. You should remind yourself that this is the lotus feet of Shri. Put it on, then remove it, go to work. You know what it is. The Bhagavan knows that you have put it on. But we like to be different. We like to have a double life, In front of Guruji is one life. Behind Guruji is another life. But this is the experience what Bhagavan Sri Ram is talking about, He's talking about that your life as a bhakta is not an ordinary life. You think your life is ordinary because that's what you have been taught about. No, I said the bhakta's life is not so ordinary. Your life as a bhakta is much more what you can think about. It's beyond what you can even dream about. That is a bhakta. Because you see, we imagine our life, we create a certain imagination in ourselves and thinking that it is our life. Actually, what we do very often, we create a certain fantasy of life. But the bhakta's life is not a fantasy life. It's far more beyond that. What the Sadguru wants to reveal to you, that great mystery of life, what Bhagavan is talking about, is the great mystery of what you hold inside of you. It is actually, in the sense of, for the saints and the sages, yes, it is an ordinary thing. Because they live, for them, each moment of their life is resonating and vibrating into that realm. When you enter into a certain realm, you see it's normal. Very often when I perceive certain things, for me it's normal. Because in small, there is so many things happen in my life. So many wonders happen in my life. For me personally, it was normal. But for somebody else who come and say, wow. You see which degree it is. That is why the saints, Bhagavan Sri Ram is saying that this life which have been given to you have great meaning in it. It is not ordinary in your sense of ordinary, because you see, you have seen ordinary as banal. Come on, banal in English. mundane. You have seen it as a mundane, but you don't know. But for you to have this body itself, how many lives have you gone through? You have gone through 8.5 million species, learning how many times you have lived and died. Finally, you gain a human body. Of course, it's also same as from the Panchatattva, like of an animal. Also, you are the same, but you have something more deeper inside of you. That is the consciousness. Bhagavan also resides in everybody equally. But the consciousness to realize him is different. Most of the time, animals are driven by their instinct. Long time back, our great ancestors from the cave, they were also driven by their instinct. That's why, you see, they have developed a certain quality inside of them to protect themselves. But we have evolved, no? Evolution has happened. That is, when we look at the Dasavatar of Bhagavan, that also shows that quality, but transformation has happened. You're not just the same person. I'm not talking about technology right now, because technology can't give you realization. Even your whole consciousness has evolved itself. So for this reason, we see here Bhagavan talking about when we look at the tree, the sandalwood tree, many things can come out of it. We can just see it as a tree. But every part of the sandalwood is important. From the root to the last leaves is very important. For the reason sandalwood, in the form of paste, finds its ways to the head of gods. Their image, has a bigger heart, and is loved by the world so much. The sacrifice of the sandalwood. Sandalwood, when you have elevated, you have grown, you see, you are somebody of great importance. While the axe has a steel edge heated in the fire and beaten with hammer as punishment. The karma will take its place. When you do something wrong in your life, you may enjoy it. You may know that nobody noticed it. You think that, yes, it is very wonderful, your life. You're living. You have cheated, you have lied, you have, do many things. But there is one, he sees the truth of your heart. If you are like, if you have done something wrong, you will be like an axe. Sooner or later, karma will take its place. You will be beaten up. You will be burned. Then you will ask questions, what have I done? I have been good throughout my life. I have never hurt anybody. That's what all idiot people say. That will never happen to me. Look at those who surrender to Bhagavan sincerely. elevate such bhakta. He elevates such, but he placed that sandalwood who has sacrificed itself, that sandalwood who has made incense from it, who have become sandal paste to be applied on his vigraha himself. So your life is not just ordinary. If you think that you are just superficial, but there is so many great mysteries behind this. That's why we give reverence. When somebody dies, we don't just take it like an animal, throw it in a corner there somewhere. In spite of knowing that the Atma is out, but we have great respect for that body. Of course, we take some, we do the ceremony and so on, but the respect carry on. Do you give the same respect to anybody else? No, sometimes if you have done wrong, karma will take you, nobody will ever remember you. You will be forgotten completely. Like millions and billions of people. Very often, you see, when somebody is in love, they think that they are the only one who are in love. When you are in love, you think, yes, I'm the only one which is in love. Nobody have ever been in love like me. They forgot that billions and billions of foolish person like that also have storm. They also were feeling the same thing. They also were feeling that their life was blooming, their business was flowering, their life was in great ecstasy. Where are they? In the bin. That is why, Sri Ram is saying right now, open up your mind, control it, so that your heart can be open. When the grace comes into your life, it's up to you whether you want to take the opportunity and transform your life. It's up to you whether you want to change or not. Nobody can do that for you. Grace is giving. It's presenting to you. Whether you allowed it to take place into your life or you want to prevent it. Majority of the people, they choose to prevent it. Though they like their mundane, normal, miserable life, what would you gain by that? I'm asking you a question. What would you gain by a mundane, normal, which everybody else is doing? Did you get anything from that? You will not achieve anything. Everybody is doing the same mistake. Everybody is doing the same drama. Everybody is doing the same kind of things. What can come out of it? Nothing can come out of it. So what you are doing, you are accumulating burden upon you, just like the axe. You're burdening yourself and you're dragging yourself little by little to the grave. Don't think that happen only for that. It will happen to everybody. Little by little, you are driving yourself in a miserable way to the grave. Karma will eat you. But before that happens, something else can happen. Something deep, something spiritual, something which you can't even imagine. That is the grace of the Sadguru. So first, like we have seen yesterday, how should you start your life firstly? Have an aim in your life. Have a deep goal in your life. Don't aim for superficial. Aim for the highest. There's no wrong to aim for something high. Don't pretend to be humble. And I'm sure you are not that humble, but okay. Make your life meaningful. That is what the Sadguru is giving you. The grace which is flowing from Bhagwan to the Sadguru is to awake something meaningful inside of you. Something with significance inside of your life. Make your life very significant. Make your life blissful. When you have made your life blissful here, you will not come back. Only bliss of Shri can break that cycle of birth and death. Nothing else. But have you made your life significant? Have you made your life meaningful? Have you made your life blissful? Or have you made your life just a commonest? Have you made your life just the same as every idiot who is living this life? Ask yourself this question. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just telling you, as a reminder that your life, the one have not just given you life randomly like that. Your life is very beautiful and your life is very, very important. Even if you don't think that it is important, it is very important in the whole creation. You are unique in the whole creation. There's no a single person like you. Imagine the uniqueness of who you are. But you don't see your uniqueness. You don't see your beauty. You're always looking at others. And yet you want to find happiness by looking at others. Nobody can give you happiness because everybody is swimming in the same dirt as everybody else. I will have used another word. I will keep refrain from using it. Thank God I have got hold of it in the right moment. It was just flowing. But it's not reflecting to your head already, so it's good. So Sri Ram carry on explaining. Saints, as a rule, have no hankering for the pleasure of sense and are the very mind of amiability and other virtue. So the saints, they don't crave like people. That doesn't mean that they don't live their life. They live their life. They will have children, meaning saints, sages have, but they don't hanker upon it. They flow with life itself. They become attuned with all the experience which life gives them. So when they are getting attuned to that, they go with the experience of life. So while they go with the experience of life, Bhagwan open the door of experience for them. They keep the door not closed, because you see very often our doors are, we feel it is shut. How many times you go and do your meditation, do your sadhana, you don't feel anything. That doesn't mean that you should not. You should keep doing it until the door opens up. You have to fight with him until he opens the door. Keep knocking the door until he opens it. And the saints have this intimacy with Bhagavan because they know that he is the only one which is the dearest to them. He is the only one who is always there. Everybody else will leave and go. In any situation, you know it, you see it in the world itself. Everybody is just profiting for themselves. As long as they get what they want, they are happy. They will flower. They will take what is from you and throw it on you. We also say, we also take everything from Bhagavan, we offer it back to him. But with the difference is that we are offering our love. The people is different. They will take more from you, and to make you feel good into your life, they will give you a little bit. This is the nature of the mind of people, but not for the saints. They dwell into that blissful state where all the inner spheres is open one after the other. They rise from one peak upon the other. They go into that infinite mystery of cherished. They are even-minded and look upon none as their enemy. The mind is different. Free from vanity and passion, they are conqueror of greed, anger, joy, and fear. It's beautiful to note that. You know what is greed, you know what is anger, you know what is fear. But here Bhagavan is saying, even joy. Because we are so much attached to our ideas of when we are happy, we have to be always happy. But happiness doesn't last. Sadness doesn't last. How many times you were happy in your life? Think. I allowed you to think. Think for a while. When was the last time you were happy? Truly happy, I'm talking about. Not happy. I'm sure you're happy right now. But can't deny that. Except you. When was the last time you were truly happy, sincerely happy? When was that? Is it with somebody else? Or for no reason, you feel that bliss awake inside of you. You don't even know. When you want to understand what was happening inside of you, you don't find any. Why am I happy? You ask yourself that question. When was that? Don't you think about it? Have it ever happened in your life? Because Bhagavan is merciful for sure. This have happened in everybody's life once. But you forget about it. Even that, you forget about it. I know people who have experienced, great experience. They have had darshan of Bhagavan. They have forgotten about it. How? This is one mystery which I hold. I want to understand myself this. This is one question that I have. How, when you have experienced so much, how can you forget what you have experienced? I have seen people who had wonderful life on the spiritual path. But one day to the other, they press a button, they forget everything. Incredible. How can you do that? Are you so advanced in your stupidity that you have mastered the art of deleting? No, my mom have Alzheimer. She still recognize her children. What kind of art you must have? This is when loves have another concept. That is hate. But this is, you have to be a very egoistic person to have that kind of mastery. You have to be the most foolish person to have that quality inside of you. And sadly to say, this world is full of that hypocrisy. Hypocrite people are everywhere. They sit with you. They eat with you. They dance with you. They are happy. They tell you, yes, we are happy for you. But deep inside of them, that is eating them like a cancer. Why him, not me? And that is people which is dear to you. Huh? Don't think that somebody else who don't know you will do that. Yes, people who don't know you, who cares what they say? You know? But it's sad to see that people which is dear to you, which is near to you, they're the most vicious person. They're the most dangerous one. But they don't recognize their own stupid qualities. So that is why this, what is written here in the Ramcharitmanas, this part is very, very important. We see that in the Bhagavad Gita itself, chapter 6, Bhagavan Krishna took at length on that. And it is not somewhere else. It is not in somebody else. It is inside of you. That Bhagavan, what you are looking for outside, is not outside. He is inside of you. Outside you will not find him. You will find him inside of you. Those who have never experienced him, yes, they will look for him outside. But firstly, you have to feel it. When you go in a temple, it's not just a vigraha. There's Bhagavan inside of you. The vigraha represents that Bhagavan which is seated inside of your heart. Find him firstly into that mystery of your heart itself. You know how mysterious is your heart? Your heart is not just there to pump the blood. It's not just to feel the pain and feel love. There is much more mystery inside of this heart. Tender of heart and compassionate to the distressed. They cherish really less devotion to me in thoughts, words, and deed. Giving honor to all, they are modest themselves. Such soul, Bharat, are dear to me as life. Bhagavan is telling the quality of those great sages, The sage, the saints, they have great trust in Bhagavan. It's not just a belief. Belief is good. You start by believing, but belief has to exceed, People you hear left, right, they always talk about belief. We believe in this, we believe in that. That is our belief, that is our thing. But belief keeps changing. How quickly you believe changed? Very quickly. But you have to transform that belief into deep trust. So the stages which Sri Ram is saying, wherever Bhagavan takes them, they know that because they are always absorbed in his love, they know that everything is his will. and everything have its own time, and everything is right. They don't have any interest about their own ego. Having no interested motive of their own, they are devoted to my name and are my name and are abode of tranquility, dispassion, humility, and good humor. They are also very humorous. They're miserable people like spiritual people. They're very humorous. Sometimes you look at some spiritual people, you get scared. But for the saints, no. Because they don't live their life for themselves. They live their life for others. Whatever they do it to uplift the others. When you do everything in a selfless way, it's not about you anymore. It's about Him. They perceived only Him. Because each breath of Him when they are taking, they are reminded that that breath is only Him. They are not alone. When you are doing your chanting, you think very often you are alone chanting. Imagine in your mind when you are doing your japa, the beloved is with you. When you are chanting Sri Hari's name, Sri Hari is with you. You know the feeling of that, how it is? But I'm not alone. Because very often in this world, you feel you're lonely. You are alone in this world. But when you have Bhagwan with you, how can you claim that you are alone? Very often people come to me and say, Guruji, I'm alone, I don't have anybody. I ask, do you do Nama Japa? Do you chant the name of God? Do you chant Sri Vital Giridhari Parabrahmane Namah? Yes. I said, how can you say that you are alone? The mere chanting of Bhagwan name, He is with you. But Bhagwan is very shy. He don't express itself until we don't build a certain deep connection with Him. No, it's like with you. If you don't know somebody, okay, how would you be with that person? You show only your good side. You show only the polished side of yourself. But once you get to know that person, you see the person in full. This is how Bhagwan is also, He is very shy. That's why He don't interfere with anybody's life. So He is very humorous. He's enjoying each moment. The saints enjoy each moment as the presence of Sri Hari. Again, know Him for all time, my dear brother. A genuine saint whose heart is a home of all such noble qualities as placidity, goodliness, friendliness, and devotion to the feet of the Bhakta, which is the fountain of all virtue. Here is used the word Brahmanas. I already explained to you the word Brahmanas. No? The Bhakta, they are the Brahman. Those Bhakta which is completely surrender, which they don't have their own life. They know only Bhagwan. They don't know anybody else. They are the Brahman. and they are the fountain of all virtue. Because the Brahmin has to, what is the duty of a Brahmin? It's not just to read the Vedas or the Bhagavad or the Ramayana, no. It's also to impart that, firstly, to live that blissful state of God inside, to feel His love, and also to impart this love to others. And this is the duty of the Bhakta itself, the duty of every single devotee, to impart that what they have inside to the others also. To never swear from the control of their mind and senses, religious observance and correct behavior, and never utter a harsh word. This is not like me. Sri Ram is talking about good people like you all, you know. They who regard both obloquy and praise alike, and who claim my lotus feet as their only possession, such saintly souls are dear to me as life, and are veritable abodes of noble qualities and embodiment of bliss. Here, the one Sri Ram is talking about that blissful state of such a bhakta. And we see very often, it's not about judgment. It's about observing oneself, become conscious of what kind of life you want. Now you're hearing, you're listening, but only when we have a certain control, then it becomes possible. But if we don't have any control, then how would it be possible? So that is why Bhagavan Krishna also said in the Gita, the sages and the yogis, their mind is always absorbed upon me. And when they are absorbed upon me, how is their minded state? Chapter 6, verse 24 of Bhagavad Gita. It says that complete renouncing all desire which arises from the thought of the world. Yeah, it's not from you. Yesterday I was explaining about that, Majority of your life you don't live about yourself. It is the world which imposes upon you. And we go with it. If we observe our mind, or observe our life, how much of your life is yours? Maybe 10%. Majority is governed from the beginning itself, when you were small, and on a daily basis. You wake up, you look at your phone. What is happening in the world? What is new? Social media. You carry on looking at all the reels. You don't look at one reel, one after the other. They feed you. But these short reels itself destroyed your mental faculty. You think that this is great joy, I'm just looking very short, very inoffensive. Actually, no. It destroyed your brain cells. It is scientific. You can search for it, you will see how dangerous it is. But when you tell this to the people, especially to the youngsters, what do they say? No, it is not like that. That's why they walk like zombies everywhere. They are not present inside of their body. Because it is the world which is infusing its own negativity. And when there is like that, you become zombies and you're not living your life itself. You're not living the life that Bhagavan wants for you. When the Sadguru remind you of that, what would you do? You go against the Sadguru. Because you don't want to change. You have been already programmed in a certain way. Difficult. That's why Bhagavan said, I will come again and again to remind that reality. I will send the saints and the sages to remind that reality. But one should restrain the senses from all sides with the mind. Nothing else. You need that mind. Very often, people think that the mind is not needed. No, you need that mind. The one have not created anything which is not needed. That mind is needed. But how do you use that mind is very important. First, it is to control the senses. Control what you are looking. Control what you are eating. Control what you're smelling. Control what you're hearing. Control what you're doing with your hand. Because it is through that the negativity enter inside of you. If you can control that, then slowly and steadily, with conviction in the intellect, the mind will become fixed upon Bhagavan himself. So this is the continuous practice of one sadhana. The continuous practice what the Sadguru is teaching you. Continuous absorbing the mind in the right way. That's why the Sadguru always says, do japama, absorb it in Bhagavan. And because once you absorb, whatever you are absorbing, that you will start to experience. How you think, you will become. Absorb your mind in satsang. I've been repeating that every day. Not only when I'm here, you look at my face and nod at your head. Yes, yes. And when I say yes, yes. Oh, no, no. When we hear, no, don't do that drama in front of me. Put it in practice into your life. So that is why in chapter 6, verse 26, whenever and wherever the restless and unsteady mind wanders, let it go. But bring it back unto God. Don't resist it. You want to go? Go. But come back. Straight away. Don't waste time. When it goes, don't entertain it there. Straight away, you perceive your mind is running away. Let it run, bring it back. Show the mind that you are the master. Not the mind is the master of you. You are the master of the mind. Now what you live your life, but the mind is dictating you. Whatever thought passes in your mind, whatever thought jump into your mind, you have to fulfill that. You run like an idiot behind these thoughts. The mind is controlling you, playing with you. Bhagavan Krishna is telling you, Sri Rama is telling you, bring that mind back where it has to be. Focus it upon Bhagavan himself. Listen when you are chanting Bhagavan's name. Enter into the vibration of his divine name. Don't just chant like a parrot. Listen, feel the vibration which is emanating from Sri Hari's name. And transformation will happen. This is the quality which these saints hold inside of them. That's why they become an abode of noble qualities and bliss. This is the last one. This one. Jai Gurudev, everybody. I hope I wasn't too long. Just 2 hours. is from Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he expressing, my soul long for the love of your lotus feet. I do not seek wealth, no liberation. My beloved, your words are ambrosial nectar, most supremely beautiful enticer to one Krishna. Oh beloved, you are among all and yet distinct from all. I do not seek wealth, no liberation. My soul longs for the love of your lotus feet. There is Brahma, there is Shiva, there is the Siddha, the silent sages and Indra, but I seek only the blessed vision of Sri Hari. I want to have Hari Darshan only. I do not seek wealth, I don't seek liberation. It's very beautiful. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying that I don't seek for wealth. You have given me enough. I don't seek for liberation because I don't know what it is. Because it's a word only which people hold so strongly upon without even knowing what it is. They have never been free from the mind. Only when you are free from the clutches of your mind, then you will understand what is liberation. That's why I say, see it inside. When you see it inside, your soul longs only for the love of Sri Hari. O Lord, I have come helplessly to your door. I am exhausted and I seek sanctuary of the saints. Again, in the Guru Granth Sahib also is talking about the sanctuary of the saints. I do not seek wealth. The same thing. Nanak Dev Ji said, I have met my Lord, my soul is suited. It blossoms forth in joy. मनमोहन प्यारे तब हो मदन रारे राजन चाहो मुकुट चाहो मन एक चरण कमलारे महेश्वर मोहितापुर इधर सारे राजन चाहो मुकुट चाहो राजन चाहो मन एक चरण कमलारे शरण परिया सहारे राजन चाहो मुकुट चाहो मन प्रीत शरण कमलारे मन प्रीत शरण प्रभु राजन चाहो Sadhguru Maharaj ki those people who are not in Bhakti come. Those who are the Bhakti sit outside. भगवान की लाल के हरे लाल के आजाद पुराण के ज्ञान भगवान की विद्या मैया के पुत्र हनुमान के माता बाबज के रामन गाचार्य के सतगुरुदेव के स्वामी कृष्णाय गोविंदाय गोपीजन वल्लभाय पराय परमपुरुषाय परकर्म मंत्र जंतराय सुधाय सुसाय समराय समराय मृत्युमोक्षाय मोक्षाय ओम नमो भगवते मातरत्नाय दीप्तिज्वालाय सबदे शोभनाय लक्ष्मे पार्वती ब्रह्मज्योतिते स्वाहा अतो देवा अवन्तु यतो विष्णु विचक्रमे सप्तकामभिः इदं विष्णु विचक्रमे त्रेतानि पदे पदं समुद्रमस्य भागुं सुरे श्रेणीपथा विचक्रमे विष्णुगोपासनाभ्यः ततो धर्माणि कालिनः विष्णुकर्माणि कस्तरतानि कस्तते इन्द्रस्य युजस्त्रगाः तद्विष्णोः परमं वदगुं परावर्तन्ति सूर्यः देवेव चक्षुराततं तद्विप्रसो विपन्यभो जातु पातुं समिन्दते विष्णु यः परमं पदम्। जय जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम। गोविंदा 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 वृंदे कबर दे अंबरनाथ महाराज की महाराज के समस्त भक्त मंडली के दरबार ब्रह्मनाथ कलाही नमो पार्वती पतये हर हर हर